Okay, we're going to make our second drawing. It's going to be a part that's a little more elaborate. I'm going to choose one of these legs. So I'm going to choose leg 1 over here, right click, and create a drawing from a leg. I'm going to leave it on B this time just because the sheet's a little bit bigger. And I'm going to say OK. Now, the base view is coming in. I don't really like this base view. It's looking at it from what I would consider to be maybe the side, not a good front view. But I am going to use whatever view I choose as my front view. So this is like a little deep thoughts, right? So over here in orientation, it's got front. I'm going to choose maybe right. No, maybe left. There's the one I want, because I can see that notch going across, and I'll use that as my front view. So I'm going to place this where the front view goes, which is in the bottom left quadrant. And I'm going to turn off visible edges again and say OK. So now I've got what I consider to be a good front view of this object. And I'm going to project my other views off of it. So up to the top, project view, click, go straight up and click, straight over and click, come straight back down till it changes and click. You get all 4 of these laid out, you right click and say OK. And so now I've got 4 good front views. What's the next step? Well, we're going to color this one in and start labeling. So let's make it slightly bigger. Let's go 0.8. And we'll shade it and say close. So that looks cute. And let's put in a little label down here. And if you remember from the last time, this is called your isometric view. Iso means equal, and metric means measure. So height, depth, and width, they all have equal weight in an isometric view. Something for you to ponder for a while. Let's put in the labels for the other ones. Top view, and front view. So I've got my caps lock on. That's pretty standard for blueprints and things, is to do stuff in all caps. So you should get in the habit of, oh, my man labeled his view wrong. This is the toughest one because it's 3 words, right side view. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of work. I'm going to take a break right now. Maybe go get a drink of water because you just typed 3 words in a row, folks. Right side view. So front view, top view, right side view, isometric view. They're all labeled. Now I'm going to throw some dimensions on. In this video, I'm really going to kind of talk about dimensions. Oh, and let's put the little cute view down in the bottom. What was that one? The northeast isometric. And shade it in. So now it's looking cute. And we'll say OK. All right. Here's a systematic way for you to do your dimensions. Systematic. Do it this way. You're going to show each dimension only once, which is our goal. And here it goes. Actually, let's blow up these 3 views just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's go like 0.7. Now they look even better. And let's move this up so it doesn't interfere with our words. And you can see they're all aligned with each other. So here we go. We're going to throw dimensions on this thing real quick. Turn dimension on. For this one, we're going to do the widths. So from here to here, straight up. Do we have any other widths we need to show? Well, the answer is no. There's one width to this. So it's not very complex. For this one, we're going to show the depths, and that's top to bottom over to the side. There's one depth, 0.75. Actually, there's 2 depths, and let's do that right now. So I'm going to just stop for a second and double click on this view and turn on this thing called hidden lines. That's right here. And that shows the top of this line right here. So the top of the notch. And we're going to dimension that as well. So turn dimensions back on, click that hidden line, come over, and it's 0.38, but it's really what would that be? 0.375? That's half of 0.75? I don't know. Math. All right, so we've got both of our depths. And for this one, we're going to do all three of our one, 2, 3 heights, I believe. So turn dimension on. We've got our overall height from the very top to the very bottom. Pull that over to the left. Say OK. We're going to do from the top of the notch to the very bottom. Pull that over. That's 3 inches. And we're going to do here to here. Now, do we need to show the height between here and here? Not really, because math tells us that if we take this and subtract that, we'll be left with that. So a lot of times when you're dimensioning, you can leave out one dimension because mathematically it gets revealed by what's left over. All right, how's this looking? Pretty good. I've got all my depths, I've got my one width, I've got all my heights. I'm feeling strong. I'm just going to change up my title block a little bit. Zoom in there. Maybe let's do all caps on here. Child's Trois. And what are we calling this one? I think we called it the leg. Not a great name, but maybe you come up with a better name than leg. Is there some way to put a note? Let's add a little note. 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 2 legs per assembly. Something like that. So that if somebody was looking at this, they would know that they would need 2 of these instead of just 1. That's a little more complex than our cylinder peg, but the process is the same. A little highlight stuff. Notice how I brought the dimensions over here rather than over there. That is simply because you want your dimensions to be in between adjacent views whenever possible. You want to show each dimension once and only once. So I wouldn't want to throw in like this dimension again down here or this dimension again over here, because that's just redundant and it's confusing, and you don't do it as a designer or an engineer. You show each dimension once and only once. Well, if you miss a dimension, that's bad too. So you're kind of stuck. You're stuck trying to show each dimension once and only once. How come I can't be deleting this dimension? Get out of there. Oh my goodness. What if I just highlight it and hit the delete key? Oh my goodness. Alright. Alright. So you can highlight it and hit the delete key. I think I just had to hit escape a couple times, and I think you all feel me on that one. So this is a little more tough one. Maybe we'll make one more video where we do like a really complex one, like the whole platform, the first thing that we made. Okay?